Alright, I've taken too long to get this video out. It's time for Course 7. This course introduces my favorite power-up in all of Kirby. It's the UFO ability. The only time I can remember seeing this ability in action was Kirby's Adventure on the NES. And they didn't even let you keep it after completing the 2 levels it appears in, so thanks guys. You couldn't even give it to us for the shmup section. Anyway, in Kirby's Dream Course, the UFO is an absolutely amazing ability, and this first hole kind of teases us with it because after you get it, you're kind of forced to pick up one of the other powers, which means you lose it. Keeping it would be very difficult, so let's just kind of do this the way the game wants us to. So, after activating the UFO, you turn into a UFO, and you fly forward at the same speed that you had when you activated it. And you keep that speed, of course. Hitting left or right will allow you to turn the UFO by 90 degrees, which means that if you were not going in a straight line, then it's gonna be a little bit awkward to control. It's a very advanced power-up. And if I had not picked up another power, hitting B would have stopped the UFO right where it was and let me just land on whatever was directly beneath me. So, I can't really go into full detail about the UFO because the next hole has already started. There's a lot to say about UFO. Fortunately, there are other holes in the game that will allow us to fully explore what the power is capable of. Kind of a shame to introduce that power and then not center the rest of the course around it. Anyhow, this hole just requires some fancy tornado work. You gotta keep in mind that the tornado will be in the air for a little bit after being activated, and while you're in the air, you cannot control the tornado, so careful when you hit that button. On to hole 3. This hole is a little bit difficult. It's kind of hard to judge how much power you need to get up that slope and onto the warp point, but it's a pretty easy hole-in-one if you manage it. I don't think you can carry the tornado through a warp panel, but I could be... No, actually you can carry the... Ooh, that was close. I almost didn't. Oh, Kracko, you jerk! You pushed me over the dash panel, so now I can't use it to get over the water. Kracko, you jerk. I'll have my revenge! I swear it! Anyhow, that was an easy 2-shotter. Maybe using the tornado would have allowed me to avoid Kracko, because there was that arrow panel, I think. Oh well. Here's another hole with a fairly easy to figure out hole-in-one. You just gotta get onto that conveyor belt, and then the rest is smooth sailing. I think, anyways. So I'll just use a chip shot with some top spin to get onto that conveyor belt. I wanted to avoid landing on the slope itself, because that would have thrown my shot completely out of whack, so I used a little less power. I have Needle, but I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to use it. It's not something you want to use if you're going for holes-in-ones, to be honest. Oh, please let me get in the hole! I missed again. I missed it. Oh, hole-in-one again. I think it was because I was using the A button there to get some extra speed. I thought I would need it, but maybe it was impossible anyways. I'll have to, like, check a hole-in-one video or something. It's definitely possible to get a hole-in-one in this hole, but it's a pretty crazy stage. There's gonna be lots of speed and lots of high jump timing. But we can do it. I hope, well, I can certainly do it. Oh yeah, and when you land on the dash panel, you don't bounce, so that's helpful. You just gotta high jump over these Krackos, and... Oh geez, that's... Oh, no, missed it. I missed it. Kracko does it again. This time I tried to avoid him, but wound up in the water. That's unfortunate, but it's an easy shot back into the hole. Doesn't really matter if I get holes-in-ones or not, so long as my score is, like, below a certain point. But I think we've gone far too long without an actual hole-in-one, so let's get one. This is by far the hardest hole-in-one to figure out, I think. It'd be very, very difficult to know what you're supposed to do. Okay, check this out. You have to high jump and get that spark power. But it's crazy difficult because you have to, you have to hit the spark during the high jump, so the timing for that has to be pixel perfect. And then you just use the spark and the conveyor belt puts you right into the hole. So yeah, try figuring that one out on your own. Then again, since you've watched this video, you don't need to. So only 2 holes to go, and we only have 10 shots in. And now it's time for my revenge against the evil, heinous Krakos. There's 3 of them lined up just right for, oh, a little fun here or there. So we're going to hit that spark power, or that spark enemy rather, with enough backspin to hit the dash. Boom, boom, and oh, I missed the last one. Never mind. So my revenge isn't complete quite yet, but it was very satisfying to smash those Krakos. The spark does in fact defeat most obstacles except Gordo. Gordo's still a jerk. It's impossible to kill a Gordo. One of these days they're going to introduce some way to kill a Gordo, and that would be fantastic. Okay, last hole, and we only have 12 shots. And we have a UFO. So this is going to be the easiest hole-in-one ever. Easiest gold medal ever, in fact. This course, Course 7, is very, very evil for beginner players. But once you figure stuff out, it's not that bad. So I'm using top spin so that the UFO will have more speed. And after going up that slope, I'm at just the right height to grab those pumpkin enemies. Oh, but it doesn't look like I'm going to make it back to the hole in time. Oh. Okay. Oh, wow! It's still a hole-in-one! That was amazing! I legit thought I had messed that up when I recorded this. That was amazing. So as you saw, the UFO does indeed go up and down slopes, which is kind of annoying because I thought I could just stop over the hole, but I wound up going down the slope instead. And I was like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to stop, so I just wound up hitting the dash plate, and I thought it was over. But I got the hole-in-one anyways. I think 14 would have been a gold medal score, but 13 is pretty good too, even if it is an unlucky number. We've really got to stop thinking of 13 as unlucky. Anyhow, that was Course 7, so there's just one course remaining in Kirby's Dream Course. Or is there?